Kantos Kali is different in a way that, where first of all, where it originates from. Ocho Kantos Kali comes from the southern part of Mindanao, okay? Guru Dano Santo, a great martial artist here in the United States, once said that his instructors had told him that Filipino martial arts is dead in the Philippines. In our country, you know, it's been taken over by Taekwondo, by karate, by MMA. If you ask somebody about Filipino martial arts in the Philippines, they don't really have no idea what you're talking about. They don't know that we have our own martial art, which is extremely sad. Most of the masters have left the Philippines. It's sort of interesting because most of these styles came to the United States and they've changed it a little bit. They've lost some of the flavor, the natural flavor that they've had. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying a good amount of them. It's a lot like there are more wild animals in zoos than there are in the wild. But because Ocho Kantos Kali comes from southern Mindanao, which has resisted all invaders for hundreds of years, Ocho Kantos Kali has not lost any of its wildness. Let's just say that. Our attacks are very different. We deal with angles. We do angles like everybody else does, but you'll see us attack more straightforward. It's more of a straight line attack. It's more of a zigzag attack. Our footwork is very similar to other styles, with a few differences about how we take levels. Tribu Talim, as we're interpreting it here in the United States, we've actually created the curriculum so it's a bit more child-friendly. We understand that in this country, when it comes to safety, it's paramount for any parent to know that their kids are going to be safe. I have two kids on my own. I have a 12 and a 14-year-old. They're both girls. You know, I wouldn't want them to start taking a class that has people wielding weapons and everything. We call them battle gear, for one thing. When we have our battle gear, they're padded. You know, padded sticks, padded shields, padded spear, padded things. It's all simulated. The great thing about it is this: because we train with a weapon style, we can do things like strike at full force, use techniques that we could use and we can have in battle, or to defend ourselves. And the only difference with that is that if a person were to take that foam weapon, that padded weapon, and use a real weapon, they'd be very effective. That's very different than Taekwondo. In Taekwondo or any other styles like MMA, weight matters, size matters. So I cannot teach a child who's 9 years old to fight an 18-year-old who's attacking them, because it's not realistic to believe that a 9-year-old child throwing punches and kicks, or even a takedown on an 18-year-old adult, okay, is going to be effective at all. However, I can teach a 9-year-old through a padded weapon that if somebody were attacking them, let's say a situation, an abduction, okay, the child finds a bottle, not break it, but a bottle, a blunt force weapon, okay? Somebody attacks them, that using that bottle, hitting specific anatomical targets on that body, with the amount of force that we're going to show them through the padded weapon, that they can easily defend themselves against somebody who's larger or stronger. Another thing that's different about our curriculum is we have games, okay? We disguise a lot of the games that we have. So children, whether they're athletic or non-athletic, whether they're skinny or fat, whether or not they're sitting in a wheelchair, it doesn't matter, okay? Most people who take our system can learn quite a bit because you're using a weapon. Weapons do not get tired, okay? It gives you range, it gives you range, it gives you a lot of power when you can generate a stick traveling anywhere from 35 to 45 miles an hour can strike with considerable force. In fact, a stick traveling at 65 miles an hour when striking the temple of a human being will actually hit with the same impact as a .22 caliber bullet. So when we do these classes, yes, we use padded weapons. Yes, it's not as realistic as we did in the Philippines when I trained. However, through these padded weapons, we can show power, we can show speed, you know, we can show technique that you would otherwise be unable to do with a real weapon because you don't want to hurt the kids.